I am King Von, born Davon Bennett in the gritty streets of Chicago's South Side, where survival often meant making choices no child should face. Growing up in Parkway Gardens, known as O Block, my childhood was a battleground. The challenges I faced there shaped the man I became, toughened by the harsh realities of life. I am a product of my environment, surrounded by violence, poverty, and the ever-present threat of death. The streets taught me lessons school never could. I had to grow up fast, and by my teens, I was already deeply entrenched in the gang life that dominated my neighborhood. I am a testament to the saying, it's not where you start, but where you finish.
It more than once in their lyrics. It is better known to everyone as O Block in honor of Odie Perry. Perry was shot down by a rival gang member in August 2011. His killer was someone who was going to pop up again in a bit. Gakira Barnes, he was shot down in response to the death of another person who was going to pop up again a little later as well. Shondale Tuka Gregory Perry was just one of nearly 20 people shot between June 20th, 11 and June 2014. During that 3-year period, 2 people died. None of the shootings led to criminal charges, and not a single weapon was recovered. In honor of his death, fellow gang members renamed the area and called it O Block. Things got marginally better in the years that followed, but not by much with social media. Gang members weren't just beefing on the streets and in songs. They were beefing on Twitter as well. O Block stayed a powder keg, and every gang member in the area remained a match that could burn the whole thing down. That reputation earned the region another name, Weak City, because it is wild, insane, and crazy. A cop who walked the block gave some insight into just how wild, insane, and crazy things could get. In an interview, he mentioned that shootings can occur in the rain, snow, or sun. The GD's gangster disciples avoid entering McDonald's or the drive-thru due to BD affiliation. Black disciples, it's all about territory. Former FLOTUS Michelle Obama grew up in the area, but according to a reverend who has lived in the region for decades, things were very different back then, he said. The environment was family-focused. People were working. When you eliminate all those things from a community, men not in a household and education failing, it will be a drastic difference than what the First Lady of the United States and her family experienced. There was a lot going down in O Block, more than enough for King Von to believe that this sort of life was the only one he could or should have lived. He was pushed over the edge in August 2012 when his friend Whitey, or White White, was murdered while he was waiting for King Von to come out of a store. Von reportedly ran out of the store when he heard gunshots and saw his friend pass away. He tweeted about his friend saying, "White White got killed. On my birthday, I just bought that man a pill. He was on I went to the store, heard gunshots and shit, ran out the store. I see folks neither tweaking, crowding round. White Whitey, he got hit one time. He looked like he was straight dough on O, but man." In the wake of Whitey's death, King Von went on to say that he had become a demon. One of the main arguments made in King Von Rap's first serial killer was that while Von started killing as a result of gang disputes, he stuck with it because he began to enjoy it. Now, there isn't much to support that claim, but just for the sake of argument, Whitey's death may have been the last domino to fall, changing Von's view of murder. King Von murderer. Okay, so up until this point, I have only spoken about King Von's direct involvement in Malcolm Stuckey's murder. The shooting went down in 2014, and the entire thing was not resolved until 2017. Von got off easy because all the witnesses failed to step up and testify, so he was found not guilty. It was definitely a little suspicious that all the witnesses didn't show up, but Von got a clean chit. Regardless, this would not be the only time that King Von would escape prosecution, when he should have been caught dead to rights and put away for a long time. In July 2021, the Chicago police ended up releasing documents that showed King Von was responsible for the murder of Gakira Barnes, who was just 17 years old at the time of the shooting in April 2014. The document stated an unknown one wearing a gray hoodie and blue jeans approached the victims. The unknown offender then produced a handgun and began firing in the direction of the victims, striking all 3. The unknown offender then was observed entering an unknown vehicle, making good his escape. The report then went on to state that the shooter had been identified as King Von. This was no random killing either. Barnes had been a member of the Gangster Disciples at the time, and there probably should have been enough to put Vaughn away for a long time. But luckily for him, he escaped prosecution because there wasn't enough evidence and there were alleged inconsistencies between the witnesses' statements. Barnes herself had quite the reputation, as she had allegedly been tied to the deaths of at least 9 people and had murdered Odie Perry. Apparently, Vaughn was able to track Barnes down because she shared her live location on Twitter. After that, it was just a matter of getting down there and doing what Vaughn believed was necessary. Vaughn's ties with Barnes reportedly go a little deeper. Shondale Tuka Gregory was just 15 years old when he was shot dead while waiting at a bus stop in.
My early years were marked by run-ins with the law, including multiple arrests and a stint in jail. My second mixtape, Leave On James, released in 2020, further propelled my career, debuting at number 63 on the Billboard 200. Success was intoxicating, but it came with its own set of challenges and enemies. I am a man of contradictions, caught between my past and the future I was building. Despite my success, the street life I once knew was never far behind. My loyalty to my crew and my need to protect my reputation often put me back in dangerous situations. I am a reflection of the struggle for redemption, constantly battling the demons of my past. My debut studio album, Welcome to a Block, released in October 2020, was a culmination of my journey. It was my story told unapologetically, and it resonated deeply with my fans, debuting at number 13 on the Billboard 200. These experiences hardened me, but they also opened my eyes to the possibility of change, of using my story to inspire others. I am an artist who found salvation in music. I began rapping in 2018, turning my life's turmoil into powerful narratives that resonated with many. My raw storytelling captured the struggles and victories of life on the streets, earning me a loyal following and a deal with Lil Durk's record label, Only the Family and Empire Distribution. I am the voice of the voiceless, my lyrics reflecting the unvarnished truth of street life. My debut mixtape, Grandson, Volume 1, dropped in 2019 and put me on the map. Tracks like Crazy Story went viral, showcasing my knack for gripping narratives and solidifying my place in the rap game. I am a reminder that even in the darkest places, dreams can be born. I am a tragic figure, my rise cut short on November 6, 2020. A dispute outside an Atlanta nightclub escalated into gunfire, and I was fatally shot. My death was a stark reminder of the violence that haunted my life, even as I sought to escape it. I am remembered for my impact on the rap scene, my music a lasting legacy. Songs like Took Her to the O and How I Go continue to echo through the streets, keeping my memory alive. My storytelling and authenticity set me apart, and I remain a beloved figure in hip-hop. I am a cautionary tale and a source of inspiration, showing that while talent and hard work can elevate you, the past can still cast a long shadow. My life and career were marked by highs and lows, triumphs and tragedies. I am King Vaughn, a young man who dared to dream amidst chaos. My story is one of potential and pitfalls, of ambition and adversity. I rose from the ashes of my environment to touch the sky, even if my flight was tragically brief. I am a symbol of the dualities we all face, the constant push and pull between our past and our future. My music remains a testament to my experiences, a raw and unfiltered look at the world I came from and the man I was striving to become. I am the embodiment of resilience, my journey a reminder that it's possible to rise above circumstances, even if just for a moment. My legacy is a mix of music and memories, of what was and what might have been. I am a story still being told through those who love me, through the fans who continue to find strength and solace in my songs. My voice lives on, a permanent fixture in the annals of hip-hop, an eternal echo of the streets that birthed me.
Got into his city's drill scene after his fluid storytelling style caught the ear of more established rapper Lil Durk. Durk signed King Von to his Only the Family label, and released his viral 2018 single Crazy Story, which was included on his debut mixtape, Grandson Volume 1. A month after the release of his first official studio set, Welcome to All Block, he was shot outside a nightclub in Atlanta. He passed away on November 6, 2020 at the age of 26. King Von was born Devin Bennett on Chicago's South Side and raised in the crime-ridden O Block neighborhood. By his teen years, Bennett had turned to crime himself and would spend years in and out of jail before he began rapping in 2018. After hearing some of his early tracks, Lil Durk took an interest in King Von and welcomed him into the Family Collective. His early single Problems gained some traction, but it was the captivating narrative of a robbery-turned-shootout on Crazy Story that broke through to a larger audience. A video for the song, released in late 2018, was streamed over 20 million times. This put the rapper on the map, and he followed it with the single Cousins, featuring just below 600 in March of the next year. To further his rising career, King Von relocated from Chicago to Atlanta. His debut mixtape, Grandson Volume 1, landed in September 2019. Featuring Lil Durk on a pair of tracks, the set debuted at 75 on the Billboard 200. The rapper's second set, Levon James, arrived the following March. With a higher profile list of features, including W. Melly and NLE Choppa, the mixtape continued the frantic brag rap of its predecessor. In October 2020, Von's first proper studio album, Welcome to A Block, was released, featuring guest appearances from Durk, Polo G, Moneybagg Yo, and others. Just a week after the album's arrival, King Von was shot in an incident outside of an Atlanta nightclub in the early morning hours of November 6th. The rapper was one of 3 people who died as a result of gunshot wounds inflicted during the altercation. His first posthumous album,